You're so fucking stupid. You don't know anything. So naive and gullible. Where would you be without me? You may have book smarts, but you don't know anything about street smarts, nothing. You have no common sense. These are just some of the words my batter used to say to me on a daily basis. I am a survivor. I honestly don't know when the verbal attack started. I can't pinpoint it to a specific date. But I do know that once I became pregnant, it seemed the attacks started and escalated. But then again, I can't pinpoint the exact date. In the beginning, I was everything to him. Seemed like I was the sun and the moon, or as he would say, he was the sun and I was the moon. But it seemed like we were like hand in hand and we went every place together. I could do no wrong. I was just this smart, beautiful woman that he wanted to marry, become his wife and the mother of his kids. And the shift, I know he started to criticize everything, and it seemed like I couldn't do anything right. He always had a suggestion of how it could be done better. I know it started that way. I know he started criticizing what I wore, and I've always been rather conservative. I may have a little edginess and trendiness to my look, but I've always been rather conservative, so I didn't understand why he was criticizing my sense of style. And at first he did say it was because I was pregnant. You know, pregnant women shouldn't dress like that. He wanted me in muumuus and flats, and that's just not my style aesthetic. But I'm thinking, did it even start then? Because I do remember him criticizing what I would wear to work, or that I wore makeup or would want to wear lip gloss. I mean, it was just, everything was a criticism before the verbal attack started. And at the height and extreme, it would be him standing an inch, maybe 2 inches from my face, yelling and screaming profanities and ugliness at me. And in the beginning, I fought back. I yelled back, I argued, I pushed back. And we would yell and yell and yell. Looking back, what I wish I would have done was walk away. Walk away from the argument, walked away from him, and walked away from the relationship. There's no reason why I should have been arguing with him in that way, to the point where it seemed like my blood pressure would rise. And I know it affected my pregnancy, all of this yelling and arguing and fighting. And after the baby was born, it didn't stop. The verbal attacks. I have the baby in my arms. I could be nursing a baby, and he'll just be standing right in front of us, just yelling and screaming. So fucking stupid, fucking smart bitch, snitch, this. I mean, it was like he was fluent in profanity and ugliness. And this guy who used to look at me with so much love, face would be all contorted and he would be filled with such anger and rage. And I knew it couldn't have been anything that I did, because how could I possibly make him not angry? It seemed like his hatred was deep-seated in he hated women, because his comments would be like, y'all all the same, y'all all this way, when the dog's away the cats want to play, y'all all sluts. And even how I attained success in my career, he attributed to that I had to do something sexual to get ahead. And I'm just like, no. And he didn't understand why I wanted to work in corporate, or why I didn't want a city job, or, he had these ideals of where I should be, because otherwise it meant I was doing something wrong. Again, looking back in hindsight, I should have left. I should have left when I started being verbally attacked and verbally abused. But again, I didn't know that there was anything called verbal abuse or emotional abuse, because only abuse that I have been told about or have seen on TV or anything when it came to intimate partners or any type of abuse was always physical. So I had no idea at all. I knew it felt wrong in my heart and in my spirit. It just didn't feel right, and I would be so stressed out and crying and overwhelmed. I had no clue. Okay? I had no clue that I was being battered and that I was being abused, and that verbal abuse is a form of domestic violence. I would have known then what I know now. The first time he started criticizing and being abusive towards me and calling me on my name, I would have found a way to disengage myself from the relationship. But I did not do that, because I didn't have the knowledge that I'm giving you today. I didn't have those resources. I did not know. And that verbal abuse escalated into physical abuse and sexual abuse. So if you are watching this and you are in a relationship where you are being verbally abused and attacked by your mate or anyone else, please seek help. Okay? Because most likely it will escalate. And I would hate for you to have to go through all of the pain and hurt that I went through. And leaving a relationship with someone who you love, even though they are abusive verbally, is difficult. However, the longer you stay, the more difficult it will be to leave, and the more you're putting yourself at risk. So please, just seek help.